All right, so let's talk about a show that I forgot to talk about when it came out, and I watched it really quickly, which was Wednesday, which is a TV show that has taken reign over everything on Netflix and is being talked about online. And they just renewed season 2 of Wednesday. And Wednesday, of course, is about Wednesday Addams, who is the titular family member from the Addams Family original show and those movies from the 90s, and also the animated movies. But starring Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams, which I love Jenna Ortega, and I think that she's fantastic in everything I've seen her in. The new Scream, she was incredible in, and also X, she was great in. I have not seen Studio 66 or 666, which is the Foo Fighters horror movie, which is awesome. I want to see that, but I haven't seen that yet. But I know she's in that as well. But Jenna Ortega is one of those actresses that I think she's only like 20 years old, and she's just taking reign over everything, like in terms of just being in all these projects. And she's apparently been an actress for like 10 years at least, it looks like. I think she's been on other like Disney Channel shows as well. So it's great to see this actress become really, really famous pretty quick in terms of she's already done stuff. But right now she's just popping like in the cultural zeitgeist. Like she is everywhere right now, and I think that's great. And also, of course, in the upcoming Scream 6, which is my most anticipated movie of the year. Yes, because I love Scream, but anyways, this, like I said, is about the character Wednesday Addams, and this is interesting because this one is not. It has the Addams family in it, but it's not about the whole family. It is mostly about Wednesday Addams, who goes to this boarding school of magical peoples, kind of like Hogwarts, which is cool. And she's got to solve some mysteries. And I liked that. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that this does a good job of that. And also, not every episode is directed by him, but Tim Burton directs a majority of this show. And thank God Tim Burton's back, because Tim Burton, and he said this recently, like he cut ties with Disney because he has just been in a rut with Disney stuff. He did the Alice in Wonderland movie in 2010, and then he did a couple non-Disney projects. He did Dark Shadows, which was another similar old TV show, spooky TV show adaptation to a movie with Johnny Depp in it. But that movie bombed and failed. And then he did the Dumbo remake, which I was whatever about. Like, for being different, I thought it was okay, but it wasn't that great of a movie from the original Dumbo. The original is obviously better, and it's way shorter. I guess he also did that movie Big Eyes too, Tim Burton, which was good with Amy Adams. But that wasn't really like his usual like movie. But overall, since Tim Burton has been late 2000s, Tim Burton has just been kind of having a lot of misses and related to Disney a lot. So he kind of cut ties with Disney recently and said he's done after Dumbo. And he went and did this. And this is classic Tim Burton, and I really liked that a lot. Of course, it's updated Tim Burton. This movie, or this show, has CG in it. It's not like practical like his old stuff, but that's a minor complaint. Like, you can tell that stuff is CG in this, but because you've seen old Tim Burton stuff where like there was a lot of practical stuff, like Beetlejuice. But in this, it's fine. Like, having like CG creatures, that's not a giant issue to me. It's just the time we're in. But I love seeing Tim Burton back. I think he does a great job with this show. And it's just so well rounded and so well done. And like I said, Jenna Ortega is fantastic. You've got Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia Addams. That's really cool. She takes over. I don't know what the woman's name is in the original Addams Family show, because I've never seen it. I do want to watch it now, but I've of course seen the Barry Sonnenfeld Addams Family movie where blanking on the woman's name who is in The Witches, who is Morticia Addams in that movie. Angelica Houston, that's who it is. So Catherine Zeta-Jones takes over since the last one with Catherine Zeta, with the person from the other movie. We also have the animated movies as well, which I haven't seen, which came out like a couple years ago. But yeah, she this is the newest live action version of Morticia Addams since Angelica Houston, I think. Well, I guess they had that Addams Family reunion, which I think doesn't really count. It had Tim Curry in it. I've never seen it, but I've seen the first two Addams Family movies. But anyway, Catherine Zeta-Jones is great in this, and she's not in it that much. She's pretty much just kind of a supporting character, as is the whole Addams Family. You also have Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester, which on paper I thought that doesn't really look right, but the way that they incorporated it into the show, like and made him look as Uncle Fester, I thought worked, because I just didn't think that would work that well. But watching it and how it was executed, I thought Fred Armisen was good. Fred Armisen's hilarious, the guy from like Portlandia, and he does a lot of other comedies, but he's, I think, prominently known for Portlandia, which I think is a great show. But he's cool. There's the hand, or thing, I think is what its name is, the hand, played by a real guy who just has everything CG'd except for the hand, so it just crawls around. I thought that hand had a lot of personality, and that's cool that they can do that with just a hand. That's effective. I thought that the story structure was good, and I thought that it kept me invested throughout. Gwendolyn Christie as well. It's great to see her back, because I love her in like Game of Thrones and Star Wars. But man, I haven't seen her in a while, so it's great to see her. She's really fantastic in this as the head mistress, and she is really fun too. And this show does a good job of being good and corny enough in a way where it's classic, typical Tim Burton in the best way. I'm not saying that as an insult to that at all, because I do love old Tim Burton stuff. And he kind of fell off the wagon in terms of like how who he did movies with, and just how his execution went with stuff. Like I said, for the Dark Shadows movie, and like the Alice in Wonderland 2010, and all those movies that kind of were whatever after in the last like 10-15 years with Tim Burton, even though there were a couple of good ones. Like I said, Big Eyes was a good one in between his other movies, but I'm just glad to see old classic Tim Burton back. That's awesome. Directing almost all these episodes. I think he directs like at least 5 or 6 out of 8 episodes, or maybe there's 10. But either way, he directs more than half of the episodes, and I think that he does great. Already renewed for season 2, so I can't wait. But yeah, pretty much all I could say about Wednesday. Really excited. I'll immediately watch season 2 whenever it comes out, of course. But yeah, that's it for today. See you guys later. Take care.